Okay, now I want you to close your eyes. Okay, keep them closed, nice and relaxed. And whatever you do, do not think of the pink elephant. Don't think of that pink elephant. Stop thinking of the pink elephant. I told you, don't think of the pink elephant. Why are you thinking of pink elephants anyway? They don't even exist. Just stop thinking about the pink elephant. Oh, the mind, the greatest burden, and the thing that holds us back in life and spiritual life actually. It can be a real obstacle. So the problem is that we need our mind. We use it to navigate the world. It's very important. But we need to know how to control it. And that's where meditation comes in. And often people say, well, I've tried meditating and it's very difficult. I actually get more stressed meditating. That's quite a common response. So we're going to hand over to Sutapa, who can talk a little bit about meditation and how to do it and how to make sure that our mind becomes our best friend and not our worst enemy.
As already explained in previous videos, each one of us are spirit souls. But as spirit souls living in the material world, we possess a material mind and we possess a material physical body. The mind, therefore, is the interface between the soul and the physical world. If you imagine a computer, the hardware, the screen, the keyboard, this is likened to the physical body. The user behind the computer is likened to the soul. But in order for that user to achieve something with the computer, we have to have software. And software is the interface between the two. In the same way, our mind is the interface between the soul and the physical body. If a screen breaks on a computer, you can still use the computer to some extent. But if the software has a virus and it crashes, then everything is rendered inert. In the same way, the mind is a crucial element of our existence. In the world today, they often say it's all in the mind. We could analyze that statement in different ways, but what it essentially means is that the mind creates reality because everything begins with our thoughts. And it also means the mind translates reality. According to someone's mental state, their experience and understanding and feelings within any given situation will be determined. So the mind is a very, very powerful tool, and in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna spends significant time talking about it and concludes, for one who has conquered their mind, the mind is the best friend. But for one who has failed to do so, the mind will remain the greatest enemy. At every moment, thousands of thoughts are going through our minds. Some thoughts are positive, some are negative. Some thoughts are empowering, and some thoughts are limiting. Some thoughts are functional and progressive, other thoughts are waste. It's very clear that the state of our mind determines the quality of our thoughts, which then drives the trajectory of our life. Therefore, Krishna explains in the Bhagavad Gita that to control one's mind is essential. When Krishna tells Arjuna this fact, Arjuna replies by telling Krishna, to control the mind, Krishna, I think is more difficult than to control the wind. Krishna empathizes with Arjuna's apprehension. Yet Krishna explains to Arjuna that the mind can indeed be controlled. In a famous Sanskrit verse, he says, Ashamshayam mahabaho manodorni graham chalam abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha griyate. Krishna says one has to employ two powerful principles in order to control the mind. The first thing he says, abhyas, spiritual practice, daily meditation, daily chanting, daily connection with a higher supreme power. And the second aspect Krishna explains, vairagya, or detachment, to learn neglect of the mind, to not take everything that goes through our head so seriously. Just like there are so many channels and so many useless programs, and when we come to those useless programs, we don't really sit there and watch it, but we just switch the channel to something much more useful and progressive. So in this way, as we engage in spiritual practice, number one, and as we learn to neglect and detach ourselves from useless, wasteful thoughts, then gradually we get the power to control the mind and thus live a much more peaceful and powerful and happy life. In today's day and age, if we would go away to a secluded place and try and shut out all of our thoughts in lone silence, we might actually find our mind becomes more busy and more erratic. Therefore, the ancient sages and teachers explained that instead of silence, we should utilize the power of sound. Specifically, sounds called mantras. Mana means the mind and tra means to free. A mantra then is a sound vibration which frees the mind, frees us of all the thoughts and negativity that is clogging up our consciousness and allows us to achieve that union with the Supreme. The sound is very powerful because it awakens a consciousness within us that's already there. If we began to play one of your favorite songs from 10 years ago, as soon as you hear that song, all the memories will come back of that time in your life. Similarly, when we focus and absorb the vibration of mantras, then we actually awaken an innate spiritual consciousness that's within us. This chanting and this mantra meditation makes one powerful. When we take some time to retreat from the world and do mantra meditation, we return to the world with more focus, more power, more clarity and more determination. When we practice mantra meditation, we become beautiful because our envy is turned into appreciation, our pride is turned into humility, our anger is turned into tolerance, and our selfishness is transformed into selflessness. And when we practice mantra meditation, above and beyond everything, we become joyful. Because when we realize our spiritual essence and our connection with the Supreme Spirit, then that brings a happiness and satisfaction which drowns out all the other negativity and difficulties that we face in life.